Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: former flat earthers. What made you come round? Quote I got from somewhere. For 5 years I believed the earth was flat, then I turned 6. Eli 5. You'll understand when you're older. I was debating a flat earther in Mexico, and I asked him about how GPS worked if there were no satellites. He said that they had devices in the ground to route you. I told him the Mexican government is barely able to put decent water pipes in the ground. Would he really think they had the tech to put routing devices in the ground? He chuckled with a 1,000-mile gaze. I mean, with all the money go to routing devices in the ground, no wonder there is no money left. Shit, he's got a point. Had to travel to Japan, gave up on my beliefs in order to make a shorter trip. Please elaborate. It's a quicker journey depending which direction you travel from. A serious answer here. The thing that made me stop was just the question, why would NASA lie to you? I will try replying to all of y'all, but will go to a study hall, so I'll reply later. This a solid point. There's no way 70,000 scientists could keep it a secret. Edit. Since this is getting tons of replies and a lot are addressing the Mahat project, I'll address it here. Yes, they did a great job at keeping it a secret while it was happening, but it inevitably came out. My point is addressing that this secret would be impossible to continue to stay secret, especially during the current information age. That is why I laugh at the 9/11's inside job people. The amount of people that would have to keep that a secret is astounding. From government agencies to people in the military, there are so many, there is no way everyone would keep their mouth shut. That's the biggest reason for me to not believe so many conspiracy theories, especially major ones like a flat earth. We know how often things leak about everything, and suddenly a collection of 2,000 and tens of thousands of people are all gonna keep this one big secret. Kyrie Irving hasn't been doing press conferences. Man's just disappeared from the court like he fell off the disc. He be wishy the earth was round now. The Mobius strip earthers had more compelling arguments. No, there would be no need for arguments since we're all on the same side. I convinced a flat earther, temporarily, by asking him if it was possible for a sphere to be so large that you could not tell it was a sphere by simply being on the surface of it. It took him a while. I used an analogy of an extremely long line that was so slightly curved you could not tell so by looking at a small section of it. Eventually he said yes to the sphere, and I told him that was how big the earth is. A few days later he reverted. Most of these people aren't mentally stable, they believe in a lot of conspiracies. Edit, corny edit. But as connoisseur of flat earth content, my personal favorite is Professor Dave on YouTube. He is a underappreciated dude who just had a science channel on YouTube and got brigaded by flat earthers for an unrelated video. He made like 6 video responses in total just owning these guys, but they eventually gave up. Check it out. What I like to do is use telescopes. This telescope is strong enough to see distant stars and galaxies, yes. Okay, look out this direction across the ocean. Can you see Europe? Edit, RIP my inbox lol. Stars are not as far as NASA tell us. They are much closer than Europe, on the edge of the dome. Actually, no matter what you say, they'll find a nonsense explanation, until finally get to because God made it this way. Which is the main reason why they believe in flat earth anyways. If someone starts as a round earther and then converts to being a flat earther and then goes back to being a round earther, would you say they've come full circle? Once they've realized their mistake, I'd say they're really on the ball. Though I imagine flat earthers would say they're the level-headed ones. Look, it's really easy. If the earth is flat, there would be an edge, S. And there would be a fucking Disney park at the edge, and we could buggy jump off the side and paraglide into the void at sea, etc. Someone would be making an absolute shit ton of money off of it if it existed. Guess what? Nobody is doing that ADN in this world where absolutely everything is exploited for profit. If no one is making money off of it, it does not exist. No edge. Not flat. Get a clue. If no one is making money off of it, it does not exist. I am definitely gonna steal that one. No more stupid debates, this is the answer. Hell, people make money off plenty of things that don't exist too. Edit, if you're going to reply, please come up with something less obvious than the church. Let's not forget it'd be the cleanest and success guaranteed suicide. I mean, depending what's down there. Unless it's an endless void and all you do is keep falling until you starve. You know what, never mind. And if that was the case, it would be the best way to dispose of toxic waste and garbage. Just you eat it into the fucking void. Not me, but got a flat earther to question his beliefs, and hopefully critically analyze them, by giving him the proof he asked for, to which he responded mainstream science and media are lies. I asked why he asked for proof if he could just disregard it as lies either way, then told him that since he required no proof, or evidence against, to believe something, it made him the easiest person to deceive and that it seemed pretty sheep-like to me. He deleted all of his flat earth comments and hasn't posted about it since. ETA, Holy Round Earth, Batman. Thank you for the karma and awards and gold. I promise I'll screenshot next time. ETA 2, he didn't block me, I can still see everything he posts / posted, and the op thread creator also said the comment disappeared. Shame. 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 He probably didn't change his opinion, but he did become ashamed of it, which is a good start. I was tired of living life on the edge. I've been to the edge. And I've been to the edge. Yes, I've been to the edge. I've been to the edge. And God knows if I've looked down. Looked down. I've been to the edge. The inclined seat conformed perfectly to his body, strategically placed in the cockpit so he could reach no buttons with outstretched arms. The straps anchored him firmly in place, they were uncomfortable but necessary. The engine burst to life with a roar that burned out all the other audio, the vibrations tore through his body and he felt his body sink back into the seat as the G-force began to take hold. The captain was watching the readouts on the LED displays and monitoring their trajectory as the acceleration began to peel his thoughts away. There was no more room in his brain, it had been filled by pure fear. The boosters grew with greater ferocity as they lifted higher into the sky, the sun beaming down on the left side of the shuttle. But faster they went. Through max Q and higher into the stratosphere until the engines grew quieter, the air more silent, and the vibrations became less violent. They were approaching space, the final frontier. An hour later, and with the path of the shuttle a success, he noticed as his raw emotions withdrew that his body felt funny, head hair drifted aimlessly across his eyes as the captain's pen hovered in midair and he knew the impossible was true, his childhood dream, he was in space. Weightless. The captain turned around to him, and motioned him to unhook his seat belts. He did as he was commanded. They both left their chairs and glided over to the tiny glass windows to overlook the magnificence of Earth. "What do you think now?" said the captain. He recoiled in horror, it couldn't be. NASA had replaced the windows with high-definition screens in order to perpetrate their lies that the world was spherical. Those bastards. On Behind the Curve on Netflix, 2 of the flat earthers accused the moon of being a giant TV screen controlled by NASA. You aren't too far off. It could be. Once I think I saw a Windows alert screen pop up on the moon and a cursor quickly clicked on the OK button. Fools, they should only apply updates on a new moon. Man, I wish we actually lived in a universe where NASA's budget was that big. This reminds me of Kurt Vonnegut writing, "Great job, eh?" Barely related, but I just wanted to share that I recently found out that Kurt Vonnegut fucking hated Geraldo Rivera, who was briefly his son-in-law. He said he's obviously a scumbag, because he started making love to other people and betraying my daughter and her innocence from the very beginning. If I see Jerry again I'll spit in his face. I really like Kurt Vonnegut. I watched a documentary about flat earthers called Truth Behind the Curve, and my analysis from watching that these flat earthers are a group of people who found a community to be a part of. It's a shame their community is based on a lie, but I saw a bunch of people who were to be part of a community. Most of the people were social awkward and whatnot, and so an opportunity to be an influential figure within the community, so they double down on their flawed logic. The more against you are of them, the harder they rep their flatness. TLDR, I see flat earthers as a group of lonely people looking for a community that will accept them. Edit, WTF, did not expect this comment to blow up. Thanks for the silver, and the dialogue everyone. They actually did an experiment, and that if they got one result, the Earth was flat, if they got the other, it was round. Experiment showed that the Earth is drumroll round. They claimed it was human error that caused the wrong result. They also spent $20,000 on a very precise gyroscope. Of course it showed a 15 degrees per hour drift, thus proving the spherical Earth. They didn't accept this result and blamed it on picking up the rotation of the heavens. So they did another experiment with the gyroscope in a zero-Gauss chamber so that the sky wouldn't affect it. Same result. And they still claimed something else must have been wrong. There is nothing that will convince these people. At least these deeper entrenched bigger name people are too far in, and can't ever leave their group that they are so tied to. I also believe a lot of the higher up people absolutely do not believe the earth is flat and are just grifting people for the money. I saw that documentary too. The experiment was if the earth is round, this compass will move 3 degrees. It did, so then they made a new compass and got the same result. Another one was they said if the earth is round, this light won't hit that piece of wood. It doesn't, so they get a new piece of wood and get the same result.